Hello, friends. Welcome back to Transcendent Astrology and Tarot. My name is Michelle Fondon. I'm the author of Twin Flame Romance, The Journey to Unconditional Love, and Twin Flame Union, the 7 keys to a healthy twin flame journey. You can purchase all of my 12 published books on Amazon. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Thank you for subscribing below. Click on the bell, scroll up to all for all notifications. And thank you for giving the video a thumbs up. I do one-on-one tarot readings. You can book that at my website below. And I have a quick announcement. I have a free webinar coming up on July 31st of 2025 at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. Even if you cannot make that specific time, please do register if you're interested. The link is below. We are going to elevate your twin flame vibration in about 45 minutes. It's an exercise. I've done this. I had some weird and wonderful results, kind of strange, but it totally works to elevate your twin flame frequency. And you can do this with me for free, but you have to register. Register below, and I'll see you on the 31st. Welcome to the Twin Flame Tarot weekly reading for July 21st through the 27th of 2025. I'm going to say a blessing over the cards. Dear God, Jesus, Holy Spirit, Mother Mary, Archangels, Angels of God, Twin Flames, Guardian Angels, let this reading be the highest light and love of God the Father. Let it bring light, love, and truth to all involved. Archangel Michael, please stand guard, casting away all lower energies with your sword of light. Romance angels, twin flame angels, please help twin flames around the world understand what they need to know to learn and to grow. So this week we have a new moon in Cancer, and we have a lot in the astrology. We're going into Leo season. So this is a great week. Let's see how the twin flame energies sync up here. Let's look at Divine Feminine's energy first. So Divine Feminines, what is your energetic code for this week? Nothing was coming out. Let's go ahead and shuffle this again. Divine Feminines, what is the energy toward Divine Masculine this week? We have the Devil card. This is attachment. This means attachment. Don't you love the Devil in this deck? It's pretty cool, isn't it? It's actually pretty cool. Well, last week, go ahead and view the video if you haven't viewed it, the reading for last week. Well, I'll put it right here. Last week, we did see some challenging energy for Divine Feminines toward their Divine Masculines. And the Devil card is a continuation of a somewhat challenging energy. This could be a card of codependency. This could be a card of getting caught up in your ego. This is like energy that is an unhealthy attachment. So maybe you still have some unhealthy attachments to your Divine Masculine, and you might not even be aware. And that's why I'm doing this Twin Flame Raise, Elevate Your Vibration seminar, webinar, because I want to help you as a Divine Feminine to elevate your frequency so you're not in the Devil energy. Again, it's attachments, it's codependency, it's staying in your ego. And here we have, do you see the Devil has like, it's usually the lovers, but he's holding a string like they're puppets. And I feel that the Devil is always a representation of your ego, and your ego is holding you by a string. And it's almost like your ego is calling the shots. And we never want the ego to call the shots. We want our higher spiritual selves to call the shots. So just be aware of that this week. Let's go ahead and look at DM's energy toward DF. All right, so we've got the Page of Pentacles. This is a new opportunity. It's also a new opportunity for communication. So Page of Pentacles is about a newness of something new. Now they could be starting a new job. DMs could be starting a new career. They could be renewing their finances, and they might even want to communicate to you, Divine Feminine, that, hey, oh my gosh, I'm finally getting out of my financial hole, or I'm finally starting a new job or a new career. I'm going back to school. There's some communication around finances, school, newness in their material situation that actually looks really, really good for divine masculines for this week. They might want to communicate it to you. Now, of course, Mercury is currently in retrograde in Leo, and typically during a Mercury retrograde, we sometimes see old lovers, old loves resurface. There's that word re. So maybe they are resurfacing to tell you their good news of, I just got a new job, or I just got a promotion, or I'm starting a new endeavor, a new career, or I'm going back to school. There is this newness of something they want to communicate to you, but it's actually something really, really positive. So let's go ahead and see for the couple. What's up for the twin flame couple from July 21st through the 27th? We have the Page of Cups. That is really, really interesting. We got this, I want to say, about 2 readings ago. I don't think we got it last week. Maybe we did get it last week. Go ahead and view the last 2 weekly readings. And I know we got this because I remember mentioning something about the guy floating in the air. So again, pages are about communication. Pages of Cups are about a refreshness, a newness in love, in romance, something that is resurfacing, something that is new, communication about the newness of love. This is for the couple. A lot of communication, potential communication coming through. There's the dog floating in the air, dog with wings floating in the air. I want to see what this devil energy is doing for divine feminines and why divine feminines are in the devil energy, the ego energy. What's going on with divine feminines and the ego energy? Please and thank you. We have Ace of Wands. So this is about a new beginning, a fresh start, a fiery new beginning. We are entering Leo season, of course, on the 22nd, which is Tuesday. And yeah, maybe there is some ego holding you back from having a new beginning with your divine masculine. Maybe the ego is holding you back. Like your higher self, because look, this is her between her third eye and crown chakra. The higher self wants to move forward with a new beginning with divine masculine. And again, this might be a new beginning in friendship. It might be a new beginning in dating. It might be a new beginning to like elevate the relationship that you already have with your divine masculine. But there is this ego part that is holding you back from having this higher spiritual new beginning. Now, the ego can represent a lot of things. The ego can represent fears. The ego can represent self-sabotage. The ego can represent memories of the past. And we tend to skew negative with our memories, right? We tend to skew negative in the sense of like, oh no, warning sign here. And I'm not saying warning signs are not appropriate. Sometimes they are very appropriate. But when it comes to holding you back from something good, like something that's potentially good, because the Ace of Wands is always something that's potentially very good. So when it comes to holding you back from something that's potentially very good, then the warning signs don't serve you and serve your highest self. So I see the potential, especially with all these page cards, and I just threw the card, a lot of communication potentially coming through this week and positive communication coming through for the couple this week. That's actually looking quite nice. Let's see what the romance cards have to say. So for divine feminines and divine masculines as a couple this week, how is the romance energy playing out? What do we need to know? Twin flame. Oh my goodness. Okay, twin flame. If you have been in massive doubt, if you have been in this space where you're like, it's been too long, I don't know what's happening, I'm not a twin flame, this person's not my twin flame, this is ridiculous, I don't even know if twin flames exist. Like, this is validation that This is your journey. You are a twin flame. This is absolutely your journey, whether you like it or not. Whether you like it or you don't like it, this is your journey. So, okay. In my Elevate Your Twin Flame Vibration webinar, in my Twin Flame Story vlog, which I posted on Sunday, and that is on my other channel. I'll actually post a link to that video here. I mentioned that even if you are stuck on your twin flame journey and you're fed up with the journey, you're like, I don't want to be a part of this journey anymore. The thing is that you are a twin flame, even if you don't want to be with your twin flame, even if it's been really tough. And so by elevating your frequency, by elevating your twin flame frequency, you can get unstuck. Whether you want to be with your twin flame, whether you want to be friends with your twin flame, or whether you want to find somebody else, you still need to elevate that frequency, because being in the devil energy is just not the appropriate energy for you, for your life, if you're a divine feminine. So let's see, what else is going on between divine feminines, divine masculines? Release, radical acceptance, and surrender can help you to let go. Now, I feel like this is letting go of the past, letting go of past hurts, but also like letting go of the need to control, because the ego also wants to control. The ego wants to micromanage. The ego wants to control. The ego gets impatient and frustrated and wants to try to predict the outcome and foresee the outcome and then micromanage the outcome. So release is about surrender. Release is about letting go and letting God and trusting the process, having a little more faith, having faith in your angels, having faith in your guides, having faith that, look, even though you can't micromanage this, you can't control this, everybody has free will, like it's only as bad as you think it is bad. Meaning, like, if you're enjoying your life, if you're loving yourself, if you're taking this as an opportunity to grow spiritually on your spiritual journey, then it's not going to be as unpleasant as sometimes we as twin flames make it out to be. But if you go into micromanaging and control and obsession mode, then you're making your life harder than actually it needs to be. You're making your twin flame journey harder than it needs to be. Okay, nothing came out. We're gonna get one more romance card. Then we're gonna get a few twin flame DM to DF cards. And I do extended DM to DF readings on my website. It is totally free. You can head on over there and sign up for the course. It's an actual course, but not really, because it's a free course. But that's where I post the videos. So decision, it's time to decide about this relationship. Now, this is an interesting one. The reason I say this is interesting is because in the release card, I talked about releasing old energies, and I talked about elevating your twin flame vibration so that you can be free from stuck energy. The decision piece may seem totally out of your hands. And maybe other twin flame coaches, other twin flame readers, other twin flames who are doing YouTube videos have said that it is out of your control. Have said, oh, this is a soul contract. You can't do anything about it. I've been on the twin flame journey for nearly 7 years now, and I've coached close to 1,000 twin flames. It may be over that. I have lost count. And I know with certainty that it is your decision, because you have free will, whether or not you want to move ahead with your twin flame journey person, meaning with your twin flame. If you decide, okay, I want to be with this person, I feel like we have a mission together, I feel like we need to be together, then you can do something about it. You can focus on that as your desired outcome. Now, if you're wavering between, I want to be with them, I don't want to be with them, I want to be with them, I don't want to be with them, it's really hard for the universe to bring you what you want. But if you make a decision, you know what, I prefer not to be with them in this lifetime. We can sort it out in the next lifetime. And I prefer to be with a soulmate, someone who can love me and I love them, and we're in a relationship together and it's perfect and it's great. And I don't have to deal with the twin flame and all the triggers and everything. Then you decide that. And then the universe can bring you that. But mostly it's this wavering back and forth, back and forth, back and forth that becomes problematic. And it becomes problematic because then the universe really doesn't know which direction to help you get into, if you will. So this is really in your hands, even though you really feel like this is totally not in my hands. And let's suppose you make the decision, sure, I want to be with my twin flame. I know I want to be with them romantically in this lifetime, but they're not doing anything. They're not doing their work. They're not even recognizing we're twin flames. They're not recognizing that they want to be with me in a relationship. I would say you have to trust. That's part of the release process, is that if you make the decision, yes, I am destined to be with this person in this lifetime, and I'm not going to waver anymore, but that's my decision, universe, right? I'm not going to waver back and forth, back and forth, back and forth with my decision, but I'm going to just sit in that decision as this is my desired outcome. Then the universe can do things to bring you what you want, but it's the wavering, right, that makes the difference. So once you've made your decision, and let's suppose your decision is, yes, I want to be with my twin flame romantically in a long-term relationship, then you just have to release and trust the universe, that the universe will make it happen. Where we get into trouble is that when we make the decision and then we try to micromanage the decision, we try to make it happen, or we don't trust that it'll happen. Those are the things that become very problematic. Okay, so DMs messages to DF, DMs higher self, DMs guardian angels and spirit guides, divine masculines this week for July 21st through the 27th of 2025. Okay, DMs, what do you need to say to DF? You make me feel absolutely incredible. You make me feel absolutely incredible. I love that. It's wonderful. It's a wonderful message. It's very positive and uplifting. And I feel with this Page of Cups, it's a very positive and uplifting communication that will probably come through this week for you. DM to DF. You've made me closer to spirit, and for that, I am eternally grateful. There's a lot of gratitude here, right? There's a lot of happiness, joy, and gratitude here, which is the right state of mind. You absolutely want that state of mind with divine masculines, and it's lighter. It's a lighter energy. Now, even if you're in total separation with your divine masculine and you're not speaking to them at all, you might be wondering, how can communication come through? Well, miracles do happen, believe me. That's the first thing I want to say. Second thing I want to say is pay attention to your dreams. Maybe DM comes to you in a dream and tells you that. You make me feel incredible. You make me feel closer to spirit. So pay attention to the telepathy, the telepathic messages that are coming through. DM, what do you need to say to DF, please? There's too much water under the bridge. I don't know how we could ever come back from that. Yeah. So there is an acknowledgement that, look, this spiritual journey is making me feel closer to God, to spirit, to the universe, to source. And every time I'm near you, I feel joyful, incredible. Like I feel that spirit. I feel the closeness to God. I feel that source of unconditional love. But they too are afraid of the past. They too are afraid of everything that has happened in the past, and the wounds and the triggers and the things said and the things unsaid and the promises that were broken and the roller coaster ride of emotions. And sometimes they feel like, how can we start again? How can we start again? But the thing with the Page of Cups is that there is this communication about starting again. There is this communication and daydreaming about starting again, because Page of Cups is also a card about pondering, daydreaming, higher intuition coming through, angelic messages coming through. Well, I feel that Divine Feminine is in a similar place. The devil is saying, hey, look, you don't want to get back into that. You're going to be like a puppet on strings. But your higher self, Ace of Wands, is saying, look, you need to be open to new opportunities. You need to be open to a new beginning, because that's what Spirit wants. That's what your higher spiritual self wants. And let go of these setbacks of the ego, the fears of the ego. So I feel like this will be a really interesting week, especially with this twin flame card that came through this week. And I'm going to be doing more DM to DF messages on my website right now. So if you'd like to continue with the DM to DF messages, please go to the link below. I want to thank you so much for joining me here today. Thank you for subscribing to my channel below. Click on the bell, scroll up to all for all notifications. And thank you for giving the video a thumbs up. And thank you for sharing this with other twin flames. And thank you so much for your support of my YouTube channel. You can buy one of my 12 published books. You can book a reading with me or join one of my twin flame boot camps. And I will see you in the next video.